I would love to talk to you about female founders fundraising. First and foremost, something to know about me is that for the past 4 years, I've been performing due diligence on behalf of angel investors. So I've done the deep dive reviews on like well over 60, 70 some startups. On top of that, I used to work for a platform called Gust. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
So for a year and a half, I was in charge of like UX, user research, and interfacing with angel investors to figure out their process, how their groups ran, so that we could build tools for them. So I have some unique insights in this space. One thing like I would love to level set for any female founders that might watch this video is that there's a difference between angel investors and venture capital investors. VCs have a fiduciary duty to their investors that have given them their money to invest. So a lot of the times I feel like early, I want to say young female founders, like female founders that are new to this world, hear all the investment bias that women are not funded as much, and people do not clearly delineate between how many women are funded when it's angel investing versus venture capital. And like, until I get that distinction from people, I'm going to have one argument. That argument is that almost every single woman I talk to, and I've talked to so many because they set up calls with me to see if it's a good fit, most of them, when I say, do you want to fundraise, they say, not really, but I don't see how I can do this without fundraising. And I'm like, okay, well, listen, in order for you to successfully fundraise, we have to build your business, and your business has to actually work. And once we get it actually working, you can see if you're making enough money and you can keep taking incremental steps, or if you feel like now's the time to go find investors, right? So first and foremost, they don't really want to fundraise because they don't really want investors like looking over them. And that might be something that they need to learn about more, is that different style of investors, and not every investor is going to be breathing down your shoulder once they give you money. And the second one is that I see a lot of them get seed funding and never go for a Series A where VCs would even get involved, because women by and large are a lot more efficient with their dollars and more successful with like a single round of funding than we see men are.
Yep. I will elaborate on my thoughts on why we're there. We are more efficient. I think that we feel that we have to be. And I think that a big lesson that has come out of all of this and learning, I'm seeing a pattern of starry-eyed, oh, I need VC. And then you say, well, do you really want to go through this round? This is what it's about. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I was saying it's a man and woman thing, right? But I've, especially in just having a ton of conversations and educating myself a lot recently, you know, are you part of a culturally dominant group or not? Going out there and having this vision that if you're not part of a culturally dominant group and you're not used to maybe having such, you know, just systemic support and fallback and cushion, it makes a big difference. Everything is on the other side of fear. And yeah, it does. It really does. It really does hold us back. When women say they don't want to fundraise, I think, you know, I hear a lot when I talk to founders and they say, oh, the VC, you know, that's not the right path for me. It's like, well, why? Because if we just start going along, what are institutional investors looking for? A legitimate problem that a lot of people have, an effective solution. Can you sell your product for more than it takes you to make it, right? If we go through those things, chances are probably what I see more often than not is that those are uncomfortable questions, right? And so for me, it's like, why are you saying this isn't right for you? Is it because we don't have a solid business model? To me, it's like VC is more of, you know, you have your value-based management system of what does it mean to have a good opportunity, and are you going to be able to capitalize on it, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not it's VC, it's, to your point, how far along are you and what's your growth potential? It comes down to a multiples issue, right? But I think I don't want to take that off the table, because I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned from looking at your own company the way an investor would look at it.
So a lot of the women that I work with are kind of in the pre-seed stage. They've spent like $5,000 to $100,000 on their business, so they have money, they've skin in the game, but they don't have everything together and figured out enough to get angel investment. Like they would crack under the tensile stress of due diligence, not because of confidence, because of what's actually there. And one of the things I always ask them on these phone calls too, outside of do you want investment, is like, where do you want to be in a year? And like, why are you doing this? And the interesting thing is that never is the first answer money. Never is like because I want this business. It's all impact. So I think that there's also probably, and this is beyond my expertise, but like there's probably some negative association with making money. And some of these women go on to make money, but when they think of why they're doing this thing, it's because they want to change the world. They don't want people to experience the same problem they experienced. They want to be known as like a change maker, a thought leader. They want to grow something, go on to pass it on and pass the goodness on to others, but they don't think about,
it's about the money.
The money.
I hear that, and I'm probably one, end of the spectrum when I'm about to say, but for me, it does come back to comfortability with money, and it comes back to how long have women been the CEO of our own life, much less of a company. And from an ex-banker, I understand this is coming, but I will say money is currency, money is energy, and money is, I think that comfortability, we haven't been in that position where we are being the CEO of our own lives for a while, right? It's very new in society, but it is continuing the conversation, bringing the resources, and making more people part of these type of what could be, oh, I'm not comfortable talking about that, having those type of conversations.
It reminds me of a woman I met. I was in the top 5 of a Women 2.0 business plan competition in 2008 on Stanford's campus. But I remember one of the judges, I went and said hi to her because my advisor in grad school told me to. And I said hi to her, and I was like, hey, Bob Glushko sent me. And she goes, oh man, he still mentions my name. I lost all his money. And I hope every woman can have that level of confidence with their investor money. She's just like, he still talks about me. I lost all his money he gave me. I was like,
but he spoke of her in a positive way.
Yeah.
There you go.